blessing descend on us here in this house assembled, grant us that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our declaration, in so just and faithful manner, to promote thy honor and glory, to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country, and of those whose interests thou hast committed to our child. Amen. Good morning.
Finally, Madam Speaker, the last issue I want to talk to the attention of the executive and also my colleagues. That's the issue of Somaliland has been going in and around. And after my little research, this is my side, and the findings of our research finding have indicated that really Somaliland has a case. And I'm behind the case. I want to support this Somali case. So that's what I want to plead to my colleagues to look at it. Because when I was in the UK, as CPA 1 seminar, I was already beginning to meet some residents of Somalia who are in the UK, and I did have a lengthy chat. Then from there, I also went further, like as I said, and I begin to be convinced that they have a case for that. Madam Speaker, also thank the Honorable Cabinet members of the Vice President for taking very, very important. Thank you very much.
Madam Speaker, since I have no more time, I want to use this 1 minute to advocate for my Somaliland brothers who I met with and convinced me beyond a reasonable doubt they are African brothers who were one time an independent state but joined Somaliland. Now it is difficult for them to get recognition when they want. These are brothers and Africans. I think it is we who can help them. If we don't help them, I don't know who can help them. So I'm appealing to my brothers, my honorable colleagues, to advocate for them so that they can also be recognized by countries around the world. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I want to join my colleagues in advocating for the issue of Somaliland. Somaliland is an independent country that after independence joined with Somalia. But the merger didn't go well. Now they want to, since from 1990, they want to come and start on their own. In 2005, AU sent a delegation for a fact-finding. The report has been made, but yet still, the international organizations are silenced with this report. I want to urge my government and the Minister of Foreign Affairs to go to AU and ask them about this report, why this report is put under the carpet, because Somaliland has every case for them to be recognized. Because Somaliland is not a new country. They have their border, they have their population, they have been conducting elections, they have their central bank, they have their currency. They are within Africa and they have representatives in other countries. But what is denying them is for them to be recognized as part of the international organization so that they can also enjoy what other countries are enjoying. Madam Speaker, in my last point, I want to distance myself from a statement made by one of my colleagues here during the statement. It was not clear because I talked to the colleague herself. Go to the media and cry, he said he was misquoted. And that statement is causing so many confusion in the population. So I want to urge him to clear the air that what they think and they are defining, quoting from her, she doesn't mean that way. For people to be cleared out. So in that regard, I want to tell everybody that statement was not a statement of the National Assembly. Because people are quoting that it's the statement of the National Assembly, it's the statement of the National Assembly. Remember, everybody has the right to say anything here, but if you are not clear and your statement, anything you uttered here, I believe you uttered it in the best interest of the Gambian people. So if the people are not clear about it, it's better we go and clear it out. So on that note, as before it is, I have made it clear, I am distancing myself from that statement that it is not a statement of the National Assembly. So on that note, Speaker, I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, before I just finish up, I just want to talk about the famous issue that I started here last adjournment debate, that is the issue of Somaliland. Here before me, I have a fact-finding mission report by the African Union to Somaliland, dated 30th April to 4th May 2005, that I challenge every member to look into and be a bit of with it and read and make your own judgment out of it. And I think these able brothers have a case that can be only solved by us, the African, especially the African Union. They have to be heard, their voices have to be heard. We have to deal with this issue. We don't have to isolate the issue. It's not a matter of creating a new Pandora constituency or box of a country or whatever, but it's like advocating for a cause which you know that have been there, and it was they went into a merger, and then the merger could not succeed, and then a lot of issues happened, but now they are on their own. So I definitely they have all the rights to be recognized as a country by the African Union and to the larger extent the United Nations. So I think we can continue on that path, and then on that note, I thank you very much.
Madam Speaker, is about the issue of Somaliland. If Gambia can stand with Miami, why not we stand with the people of Somaliland? What brings us together with Miami is the same thing brings us together with that of Somaliland. It's because of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. They are Muslims and these people also are Muslims. Gambia have all right to stand by these people and to protect them. And that's why we are, recommending that this August Assembly and the government of the Gambia should support the issue of the Somaliland to the latter without fear of favor. We should not even look at anybody's eye. We're a sovereign state. Why do you have to look at other people to say because they don't act or they don't do this and so we should not do it? No. We should try to make history. Let's lead it and others follow. But we should not be following people. For this particular issue, the government of the Gambia should lead it, then we follow, other countries follow. If we are leading the issue of Miami, let's also lead the issue of Somaliland. Myanmar, thank you. Thank you for that clarification, honorable colleagues. Yes. So if we are doing that, why not the issue of Somaliland? So that's one thing. Madam Speaker, after saying that, I think I'm within my time and I don't want to exhaust my time. In fact, to give you 3 more minutes, yes. I have to thank you and the office of the clerk, and the way and the manner you have handled this particular matter.
The Speaker said, please, let's try and advocate for Somaliland. Let's try and advocate for them. They are Africans like us, they are our brothers. And notwithstanding, Honorable Speaker, we have to be very careful. We are role models, Honorable Speaker. We are role models. Let us know what to say and what to do. There are many people behind us. If you are to say something, be very careful, Honorable Speaker.
Respect for human rights and self-determination. They have all these criteria. So I see no reasons why we should not recognize them. I think the Minister of Foreign Affairs is here with us. I think he will take note of this. Honorable Speaker, on that note, I thank you very much.
Honorable Speaker, on that, from that, I'll also move to the issue of Somaliland, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me start by thanking the Honorable Minister of Justice and the entire government for standing by the people of Myanmar. The Honorable Minister of Justice really makes us proud. If we are a Gambian on that very day, whether you are in the Gambia or outside Gambia, you feel proud of being a Gambian. Why? It was very simple, because we take up a case that we think is very important. So, and I think Somaliland issue is also as important as this other issue also. So I am urging the government of the Gambia, Honorable Speaker, or let me say, put it this way, I wish I can put a motion whereby to propose to this National Assembly of the Gambia, at least to recognize Somaliland as a sovereign nation. But it's unfortunate the standing order is not giving me the opportunity to do so. I know that one. This is why I'm putting it this way, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on that, I might not put a motion, but I will just put a proposal, Honorable Speaker, for the National Assembly of the Gambia to strongly urge the government of the Gambia to recognize the right of the 4 million people of Somaliland and to take appropriate measures to ensure the establishment of a diplomatic tie between the two countries. I am putting up that proposal, Honorable Speaker, since I cannot put up a motion because the standing order will not allow me. But if it is going to allow me, then I was going to come up with a motion without notice. So, Honorable Speaker.
And I second that proposal.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I think this is the area that I think we need to be, Gambia can do it. And we think that the issue of Somaliland also, if we really push hard, we will succeed. I know that very, very well. So on that note, Honorable Speaker, let me not just waste the time of the Parliament. Let me just take my seat here and then say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Section 199A states that to create and sustain within society an awareness of the principles and objectives of this Constitution as the fundamental laws of the land, of the Gambia. The reason why I am saying this, Madam Speaker, we have a problem in this country. This book that we have here, not many Gambians can read this book. They don't even know what are the contents of this book. This institution is mandated to go around and educate the people to understand what is written in this book, so that they can be able to take part in national development. The much talk about of the 3 years and 5 years in this, from this country is from this Constitution. And most of the people talking about 3 years from the rural Gambia don't even know what it means exactly. So I think this National Center for Civic Education should be resourced well to educate the people to understand the content of the Constitution. They need to know what is meant when they mean this is a section for the president should serve for 5 years, or the president may resign from his position. They need to understand that, because politicians are using it at their interest, trying to tell them what favors them most and then denying them the right to understand exactly what the Constitution is talking about. I think that has to be looked at, Madam Speaker. Apart from those points, Madam Speaker, I also have to join my colleagues to talk about the Somaliland recognition issue. And I have to quote from the book that if the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights of the People is a right instrument, that the African Union Fact-Finding Mission report of 2005 is also a right instrument, that the treaties on Anglo-French 1888, Anglo-Italian Protocol of 1894, and the Anglo-Ethiopian Treaty of 1897 is also a right instrument, that the Montevideo Convention of 1933 on the rights and duties of state is anything to go by. I think my honorable colleagues have said it all, that this country, a population of 4.5 million people, deserve to be recognized by the African brothers. I must say it very clearly. I was opportune to travel to that country. It's a known fact that the peaceful, area of that country cannot be compared to other nations in Africa. They have all what it takes to be recognized as a country. They have been denied their right. The report of the African Union Fact-Finding Mission of 2005 is still with the African Union. It's brushed under the carpet, and I know leaders are not talking about it. It is not advocacy. We are raising concern to remind them that the report that they have to look at it, either to make a statement to be recognized or not to be recognized, so that they know the fate of the report as a country. On that note, Madam Speaker, I thank you so much, and I beg to take my seat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for being generous to me. I want to really call the attention of the youths and Gambians to Section 61, Subsection 2 of the 1997 Constitution, that the President shall uphold and defend the Constitution as supreme law of the land. And they should understand that he's been sworn in the certificate of 5 years by the IEC, which is declared, and we will not hesitate to stand resolute, to stand with him, all and sundry, to defend Section 61, 2002. We also recognize that it is not our role to negotiate treaties and agreements. It is the role of the executive. What has been said here this morning is an advocacy base, which members are really entitled to advocate so that people in concern in authority can understand what you're saying. So therefore, it is issue of continental issues whereby a country haven't got its independence, happen to go into a merger, break up a merger. We want the Pan-African Parliament to even take up the report to their own parliament and ask and engage the authorities why they haven't implemented such a report. So that
thank you.
So much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Madam Speaker, going further,
you have 3 more minutes.
Yes, Madam Speaker, coming to Somaliland, last adjournment debate, most of our colleagues talk about Somaliland. So we also try to investigate or to do research on Somaliland. But we came to understand that Somaliland at point in time had a kind of a federation or a kind of a merger with main Somalia. Now, and we believe that they are Africans, since we are championing the cause of other people outside Africa. When we can have a good friendly relationship with the people of Cuba, what of our own brothers in Somaliland? So I think the executive and the parliamentarians, it's high time.
In saying that, I would like to add my voice to the honorable members. I was just informed about the issue today. That is, this morning, the issue of the Somaliland. Honorable Speaker, before going to that, in 1945, when Pan-African Congress was held, there was an icon, a good son of Africa, called Nsaifo Kwame Nkrumah, who says Ghana must have self-government and independence. And on the 6th of March, 1957, he led Ghana to an independence. Honorable Speaker, going by his words, I would also like to throw my weight to my colleagues about the issue of Somaliland. Though I am not well prepared about the issue of Somaliland, I was just informed this morning about it. But what I would like to add onto it is that, as far as we are Africans, African problem belongs to Africans. And the only way that we can iron out our problem, number one, is to speak the truth, and number two, to have a round-table discussion about the issues of Africa, but not to subjugate ourselves to the Westerners or the help of outside Africa. And to that note, I'm also in support fully for Somaliland to be recognized as an independent state. These are the words that I have to add on to my colleagues. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm appealing to Islam Ummah to support Somaliland so that their voice can be heard. Madam Speaker, I had several contributions, but sometimes I don't have appetite to speak, Madam Speaker.
The issue of Somaliland has been brought in by almost a lot, not all the members of National Assembly. Not everybody. The issue of Somaliland was brought in. What is your role? Is it very clear as to what are your remits as National Assembly members? I have seen the question rolling out many times I have also heard, like you also heard, I've been saying that a lot of you were invited to Somaliland because I am a National Assembly member. I can go out and be given opportunity to go and listen to somebody and then come to this. Get me right. I am not saying not to advocate, but there are procedural matters, and there are certain aspects of governance that has its own procedures. I think that's where I want to rest that case. The Minister for Foreign Affairs will talk to you and probably acquaint you with your roles with regards to that. It was being compared with Myanmar and Cuba. Myanmar's case, I think you need to understand the background. The need also to look at Cuba as a country, one country, and so many other things. I don't need to go far, as I said, I'm leaving it with this. But those analyses, for those who don't understand, might pass. But for those who understand governance and procedural matters, it's no way, it's a non-starter. You have rights to visit any country, but as National Assembly members, if you are going to talk about the state opinion, it has to follow procedures. So